over the bridge, I want to, this is cutting this line, not tearing. Any slap you hear should be towards that line there, right? So it's not pox out, right? And this should be, these should still be connected when I get to my entry point. This should be able to penetrate at least a couple inches, give me the left, at least a couple of inches here into his face without extending my arm. Right? That's the depth I want for this range. Right? Then from here, on this hand, I want this to conform to their arm. I don't want to be out like this because he can finger lock me. I don't want that. I don't want my thumb wrapped around here. That almost always creates too much tension. So my hand should be cupped like this. Then when I should be in a right lead at this point. When I step back, this starts from here. I don't want to slide down and then go here. This starts from here, carries it back, then my hand will stay thumb down and slide down and catch that little notch at his wrist. And as I step in and get my set, and there's my sapu, upper body in this case. Because if I want to affect your structure, out here, I get mostly arm. Right. It takes a huge amount of work to get your structure right. Here, it takes very little to get your torso, your structure going, right? Gotcha. So when I start this from here, I want this that already starts affecting his structure, right? If I slide out to his wrist, then I can make a lot of movement out here and get very little out of his body. Cool. So I want to the set on him needs to happen with my mass in motion. So from here, it's not this and pull, right? It's from here, watch my feet as I step around here, and then this slides over from my hips, and that actually is what sets it, right? The set, you've got two components. They might come together, but set and anchor. So in this one, the set happens from his arm moving here and his shoulder line coming out over his, it disjoints from his lower base, so his shoulders are over nothing. Then the anchor goes straight down, so that now his structure is violated, he's primed. There should be enough weight in his right leg that he can't just pick it up and walk. He should be just about to take that step, right, but not quite. So here, and then when I pull it out, he falls. Right? My anchor needs to go straight down. Turn. No, you stay there. So my anchor needs to go straight down from his shoulder, drop the plumb line, straight down. If I go towards him, then it underweights this leg, and when I sweep, he can just lift that up, and I get very little. If I go this way towards where I am, then I'll usually get the sweep that he'll fall into me like this. Here. And if I go towards me and sweep, then he's coming into me. I don't want that unless I want it. Right? I might want it, because I might want it to just take his balance so I can set him up for hitting. But generally, I want this to go straight down so that he falls pretty much straight down. Elbows should be down pretty much all the time. Don't ever let tip your elbow come above your shoulder line. When on this entry, my hands come up to my face level, my elbows stay down. When this cuts this line, it moves in and towards and down so that drops, right? So here, okay? Then this is hitting open. So when I step in here, I don't want to have my foot right up against his. I want to have a few inches. So this is, Vic used to call this boot to boot. From here, I might get it, but I've got very little potential energy built up, right? I'm starting from zero and immediately getting resistance. From here, I've got a few inches where I can swing and build up momentum. I don't want to, if I grab hold of this and give a lot of tension, then automatically he starts resisting it instantly. So what I want is to hit without giving him a lot of feedback and start setting him up without giving him a lot of feedback throughout, right? The way I think of it is that I'm not telling him what to do, I'm just giving him a suggestion, right? So I suggest that he go that way. I suggest that he trip and fall, right? As soon as I start trying to force it, then I end up with a lot more work and a lot less effect, right? By suggesting, then I get a lot more effect out of little effort. The boot to boot also makes for an awkward stance. It's hard to get his structure when I'm this far in front of him.
Ah,
Oh, yeah.
All right?
Just
Yeah.
a little step.
Yeah, exactly. Now this becomes much easier.
okay.
90 degrees. The center line's here. I'm going to be perpendicular to that at that point. All right? And ultimately, the goal, I mean, the sweeper is awesome. When he hits the ground, it's just cool, right? But really, if I can keep him off balance the whole time, then I don't really care if he's hitting the ground, right? So, but that's really, in my estimation, that's where the cake of this training. The takedowns, the sweeps are the icing. The cake is understanding his balance and where it is, right? And how to manipulate it.